My name is Roy Houlihan. I ran for U.S. Senate this year. I was for Miss Hillary Clinton, but changed my stance to Bernie Sanders. This is why I did and why you should vote for Bernie. I feel that Bernie Sanders is the obvious choice now for president instead of Hillary Clinton for the following reasons. Why? We need the cleanest candidate running for U.S. president. That is clearly Bernie Sanders. Why? If you want to know what Bernie stands for, you can go to berniesanders.com/issue. A, because the next president will not only determine the U.S. Supreme Court, one U.S. Supreme Court appointment, but possibly up to 3 appointments. This is not based upon my opinion, but actually the Tea Party's opinion. We have at least 7 district court appointments, 2 that are waiting. With all this movement, we will have the equal amount of appellate court appointments. These court appointments will determine the course of our nation for at least 20 years and will affect the growth of our country to either a better, or a worse and worse path. 2, we need a candidate that will represent the hard-working folks. Of rural America. In 1972, the rural economy represented 32% of the U.S. GDP. In 2010, it was cut to just 10% of U.S. GDP. That is, 90% of the U.S. landmass lives off of 10% of the wealth that this country produces. Now, that's because of the industrialization program that Roy Blunt put us on. Now, I love Miss Hillary, but Bill's policies didn't address changing the status quo of the industrialization program that Nixon put in and Roy Blunt put in, because it also was beneficial to their people. We need a candidate with rural roots that has supported measures to change this path. That is Bernie Sanders. He comes from a rural state and he understands the rural game. 2, well actually 3, we need a candidate that will represent and protect the urban hardworking folk. Let's be honest, Bill Clinton pushed for the passage of NAFTA, which didn't include ILO, a Bill of Rights to protect your job, your business, and your farm from unfair international competition, which only hurts and chumps the dedicated, hardworking folk of this country. We now have even a larger and more greater scope trade agreement sitting in front of our Senate today. We need hardworking, fair trade agreements and not a free-for-all trade agreement. Bernie Sanders will protect us. We need a candidate that will invest in our bright new days, our college kids, and not enslave them with high debt-to-us-part student loans. Free state college tuition used to be the norm for the greatest generation, which had the greatest investment. Want to make America great again? Invest in our next generation. You reap what you sow. We need a clean candidate. Running against Trump. Not one with baggage which plays into Trump's game plan. Unfortunately, Miss Hillary has been unfairly Benghazi'd. Trump has already defined her as Crooked Clinton. There are already a series of books that are announced to be released to reinforce this mindset. Why again, we must have the cleanest candidate running. Quite honestly, Trump can be defined by 2 words, flaky and narcissist. He changed his stance, his tune, his mind, and more than the sun changes its position. And like so many Randian billionaires who thinks they're gods, do you really think that some billionaire, great white baloney from New York City is going to save you, folks? Don't think so. Some folks think he's a messiah. Didn't the New York City too big to fail just get done ruining and wrecking our country not too long ago? And we want to put another too big to fail in? I don't think that's good for our country. Trump is no messiah, just another power-hungry, loving king. All hail King Trump. He puts down our Democratic allies and he loves Putin. Is Trump right for our democracy? I don't think so. Every indication is that a Hillary-Trump campaign will be a sling fest, mudslinging allegations, which has been shown to turn off young and independent voters. Low voter turnout only plays to Trump's strengths. Bernie has run a clean and respectful campaign. As one who also has run a clean and respectful campaign, we had a huge voter turnout because of this. We are growing numbers at our conventions. We grew the Democratic Party. I want the Democratic Party to continue to grow. We grow our party by supporting and having Bernie as a candidate this November. Hillary is a lot like Seward. Seward was the front runner for the Republican Party in 1860 election, but lost to dark horse Lincoln. Not because Seward wasn't the most qualified, not because Seward hadn't put in the time or wasn't their banner candidate, quite the opposite, but because he was all this and more, as Hillary is too. But because of this, they were less electable. Bernie is cleaner and more electable than Miss Hillary. That's the truth. I'm sorry about that. Please take what I have said to heart and vote for Bernie Sanders tomorrow in the election. Thank you, and you have a good, blessed day. Bye.